Hey folks, welcome to EdinBrick 2026. And what a show it has been. This is the biggest EdinBrick yet, a very large venue. The difference this year is there's about double the number of displays. People coming to this show have had a great time with so much to see. It's really good value for money and they've raised a lot of money for charity. I look forward to this show every year as it's the biggest show in Scotland. As with almost every show I film though, I couldn't get footage of everything, so I'm really sorry to anyone I missed. Of course, I did film my own mock and I'm going to start with that just to get it out of the way. This is the first time I've displayed my large Midtown New York mock. I spent ages doing this, so it was great to have it finished just in time for the show and lots of great chat with people at the show about it. I have my micro Tokyo builds as well. The middle one is getting rebuilt as we speak now, but the one on the right, that's the first time I've displayed this one here, and it was a great reaction from people at the show as well. And my micro Gotham City has never been on display in Edinburgh, so again, lovely to bring it here, especially as this is the last time it'll be on display in this version. As I'm rebuilding it soon, hopefully in time for shows later in the year, as it really is too fragile and it just doesn't travel very well and needs some work. And this is a new thing for EdinBrick this year. It is a racing collaboration. Tron one there, oh that's awesome. And the idea is to use the dimensions portals, so each person picks a theme and the racers are sort of passing through the portals into different themes. Flintstones 1, that's brilliant. Mad Max, I love the gyrocopter as well, that's cool. Fabuland, wow, there's so much going on here. I love that bus. A Friends karting one, this is huge. Only Friends racing, oh, that's funny. I'm not familiar with it, but I believe this is One Piece, the pirates. I love the chibi style boats and the gradated water to the shallow shore. This is my Fifth Element New York mock. I built it with this in mind, but it can also be a standalone mock when I take the portals off, which I'm planning to take to other shows as well. Brickheads Racing. I like that the driver has a crash helmet on, that's cool. A little sliver of an F1 track here for the corners, that's nice. I love this one, all the wee collectible minifigures with ones with vehicles, you know, the plane, a train. I like the scene too, oh, that's cool. Wow, this is smart. Bionicle and some Galador parts I believe in this. A really underused theme, something I'm not too familiar with, but so unique, works really well. This is Marvel on one side and DC on the other. Very nice, cool to use the Doctor Strange to make the portal, love that. A Mario Kart Episode 1 Pod Racer mashup, who'd have thunk it? That's brilliant. A Bowser at the side there. It's so good, what a clever idea. This is a really substantial build with this mountain rising here. I love the logs as part of the track. Really nice idea to do a mountain bike race. It's huge, I love this one. I like all the skeletons just strewn all over the place. That's a lot of fire. Now this is bonkers. A monster theme using some hidden side stuff too. What a great idea. And some of those are pretty rare sets now. I love this big hot rod hearse. That's cool. And this vehicle going through the portal is very well done. Nice build. I think it's a great idea, and the plan is that this whole thing will return each year with more scenes added in different races. And now these oversized minifigure builds are just excellent. It's a scale that's hard to get right, and these are all perfect. I love that there are some old classic figures from the past as well as sort of current ones, and all the babies. So cute. Classic fireman is brilliant, and the radio, that's cool. I noticed for sure that there are a lot of trains at the show this year. This is one of my favourites. It's the 1990s Metroliner, a very sought after set. It's very expensive now, so to see it running and complete with the dining car in the middle, that's a real treat. A mock of the Swiss crocodile pulling this. Very nice builds as well, these trailers. I've seen this a few times at other shows. It really is an incredible build to see in person. A collaborative railway build, it's huge and just so much to see. And I really never tire of seeing this train station in particular. The curved roof is perfect, but it's all the architectural details. It really looks like a Victorian era station. These steps and the archways and all this kind of bit here, this just looks so realistic. The gradient here from the wee bridge down to this viaduct here, it's huge. And the work needed to build all this, but not only that, to assemble it here, it's just a mammoth task. I thought I'd carry on actually with the railway theme, as I think I've managed to get footage of every display with a train or a monorail in it. Fantastic Blacktron monorail, the classic yellow and black Blacktron, alongside an Ice Planet section. It's so cool, just love seeing classic monorails. LEGO seem to have given up on monorails, so the parts are expensive now because they're quite old. Really good to see. This Scottish themed platform is fantastic. The signage is really nice, and the Gaelic ones too. What a nice touch. It's just very realistic. Even though it's Lego, you could be forgiven for a minute thinking it's a model. What a lovely looking layout. This curve with the foliage and the botanical garden, it's just stunning. One of my favourite bits is the canal. It's just so nice to have an ending of it, you know, and it's so nicely done. It just looks so good. Not only is there moving stuff, but all the lights just add so much. I really like that blue bus. What a cool build that is. Definitely think the ScotRail train is a big hit. It's so accurate. Amazing to think that this is Lego and not a model, like I said before. It looks like the real thing. Check out this old school layout. My dad still has these blue rails, not as good condition as this, and you know, it's just really nice to see trains running on a vintage set like this. And the very desirable classic town sets there in excellent condition as well. Great. This is a huge classic space layout with the white monorails looping around here. Just so much going on. My personal favourite is the M-Tron one. I like how the track goes under there. It's very well laid out. This looks better than the old Lego catalogues, you know, it's awesome. Another enormous railway layout. I like the studs used as the surface there to give it texture like loose stones. Very nice. This curved section is very nice as well, really well built. You know, traditional model railways are great to look at, I like them as well, but seeing something built of Lego in a similar style, it's just something else. It really does look so realistic. I can't believe this is Lego. The sloping grass hills here with these bridges, this is really, really good. It's like looking at something you'd see in Legoland. Hats off to the builder. And it's very parts intensive too, so it would have cost a fair bit to do this, and I think it's expertly done. It really is tricky to do this. Even just those fences, the curved aspect to them and all the intricate details, it's brilliant. It looks simple, but it really isn't. I think with a lot of this kind of thing, it's just easy to pass by and not appreciate the dedication and skill used to build something like this. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm mostly just looking at the actual trains without taking in the gorgeous scenery around it. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Another masterpiece of Lego building here. If you're not familiar with Belleville, then you might not realise that this is actually Lego. The figures are quite large and have bendable limbs, so you can pose them in ways minifigures never could. These dancing figures are fantastic with the motors underneath, it's so clever. Princess Rosaline and Prince Justin were from the theme, but this is obviously reenacting Cinderella, and it's done very nicely. And using the Royal Coach Belleville set too really fits in, it's amazing. Just want to point out as well that Belleville sets are not cheap. They're getting rarer now, so to amass enough good condition figures isn't easy, and there were only ever around 80 something sets, so it's hard to find these, especially in good condition. They're just perfect. I love all the dresses and the costumes. There's a ton of work gone into this. It's got to be one of the best mocks I've ever seen. These additional scenes from Cinderella are full of life and details. The composition is perfect too. Everything just works so well. An Aladdin mock here. I don't think I've ever seen an Aladdin mock. You'd think you would though, it's a big movie, you know. There are a ton of details in here. The carpet is great, and the piles of treasure, they're so well built. I messed up filming this and didn't come back and get better footage, but yeah, the Alice in Wonderland mock, it's amazing. Obviously in the movie, Alice crawls and then falls down the tree into Wonderland, so the way that the kind of terrain is, very inventive, expertly built too, it's stunning. Now, for me, this is the best thing at the show. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I think some builds are just objectively incredible and deserve so much praise. And I can't really do this justice, really. I could do a whole video on it. And of course, it is the new Schwanstein Castle in Bavaria. The castle is so well built, and to get all the different angles, walls, and the dimensions correct, it's next level building. 75,000 pieces in this, 15,000 just for the trees, and those trees really make this stand out. The contrast of the orange and the green, it's lovely. I just got this 360-degree footage. I would have filmed more, but it was just difficult as this was always swarming with people. No wonder though, it's outstanding. Another stunning build. This Fabuland paddle steamer was on display at the Lego house in Denmark. To actually see it in person, oh, it's cracking. What a build. So many cute scenes with the characters. I love that about Fabuland. The attention to detail, the colours, the shape, it's just great. This Paradiso build is so unique. Never seen anything like this before in person. The moving horse section is so cool, and the use of those printed pieces for the roof on the stables, love that. And all the lime green foliage too. It's not easy to accumulate all those pieces. But that backdrop there, that's just amazing. It seems simple, but it's so effective, it's so well done. Again, something else that's almost impossible to film and do it justice. This is the collaborative Neo Edinburgh, a cyberpunk build with 18 different builders who have built 28 different sections that all come together, and it really is just stunning to see it up close. So many details, lights and figures just everywhere. I couldn't even film half of it. I wish I had more time to get a look. I'm assured that this is the tallest Lego crane in Scotland, and what a beast it is. Amazing to see it. Alongside a really neat collection of Technic builds, a lot of custom ones that are very accurate to the real life vehicles, really nice. Completely bonkers Galador and Bionicle display here with all these quirky characters and custom builds. Reminds me of Sid's creations in Toy Story a wee bit. there were quite a few castle builds at the show. Unfortunately, I couldn't see them all. I sadly didn't get footage of an amazing Roman house as well and a bridge next to this, but I did get footage of this really awesome castle, and it's huge. So many things to see out front and lots of nice wee hidden scenes too, but especially around here, the back was open. Wow, what a masterpiece in the back section. The interiors are just so full of details. There's so many parts and clever builds. The lighting is amazing. I lost count of how many figures there are. Honestly, they're everywhere. It's just amazing. I could spend ages just looking at this, and you know, passing by like this, it just doesn't do it justice. I don't even know how you'd even get your head around building something like this. Where do you start? Not only that, but ships and wee boats too are really cool. Lots of storytelling going on with all these figures. I love that crane, that wee crane there. That's a cool build. Like I said, there were several other castles, and it's a real shame I couldn't even film them all. They're all incredible though, but glad I was able to get this one. Such an underused theme. This Minecraft display here has returned this year, much bigger than before. So many details and lots of references to bits of the game, of course, in all the different zones on the map. I'm not so familiar with Minecraft. My kids play it. I am aware of it, of course, but yeah, it's really cool. So much going on. I like that big TNT bit there. That's going to leave a big hole when it goes off. Brick Club, those letters spelling club, that's cool. I really like that. What a cool build. I filmed this when they put the lights off, sadly. All the modulars with a street scene, it's really cool. A Fabuland and Animal Crossing mashup. Definitely think that Animal Crossing has filled in as the modern take on Fabuland, so it's cool to see them together. It's just lovely to look at. I like the waterfall. The train normally does go around and the fairground as well, but I think I was too late to get it. My Bionicle knowledge is non-existent, but I appreciate it. I get it, it's a big fan base as well. And this is like a Robot War style battle scene with all these classic Bionicle figures and machines. Cool to have the packaging tubes that the sets came in, I like that. I have to be honest, this is right up my street. I loved Blacktron 2, Space Police and M-Tron as a kid. I had quite a few of the sets, and this display looks astonishing. It's better than the Lego catalogs, you know, when they build these huge landscapes in the background for the sets to be in. It's just so good. It's way better than that. And the layout is well thought out. It's not cluttered. You can really admire each vehicle and spaceship. I had that large Space Police ship for Christmas as a kid, and man, I played with that a lot. It's just nice to see it here. It's just really cool. And that big M-Tron base, that's stunning. With the monorail running through it, it's just great, man. Next time I see this, I'll have to come back properly and have a really good look. I just was so rushed getting a bit of video and chatting to folks. I didn't get enough of the displays in, you know, I just didn't do it. And this is one of my favorites. Classic space and all the sub-themes are very popular, but this combination of these themes to me is the best, and I wish I'd spent more time actually looking at it. At least I've got video footage and I can actually view the video footage. And look, it's huge. Look at this. Wow. Another Lego Castles themed layout. Like I said before, they're all so different. I really like the build on this castle on the left. The dark grey and the grey, light grey works really well, and the crisscross brickwork, very authentic. There's a wee town, lots of interesting wee builds here, and it goes into a forest area. I like the farm animals there, lots of scenes with figures. The trees are very well designed, really nice. Then there's this ruined area with all manner of orcs and fantasy creatures. It's great. I think even if you're not familiar with the real building, you can appreciate the very tricky build here with the multiple sloped levels. The roof itself is tricky to do. There are photos, of course, of the real building so you can see how much of a likeness there is. And the work put into this is huge, especially to get the accuracy. And a heck of a load of windows too, so many. It's just so nice. I am familiar with this building, and this really is what it looks like. Man, this white building is huge, hard to get the scale across. And although it may look simple, the staircase is actually quite a challenge. To get the dimensions right on that, it's not easy. A Scooby-Doo mock and then a few interesting sci-fi ones, but what really caught my eye was the Walking Dead mocks. This bridge with the walkers below, it's cool. I like the sloped road as well, that's a nice touch. Pretty sure this is the biggest brick heads collection I've ever seen. Not sure if it's all of them, but it looks like it could be. And it's very nicely displayed. You can get a look at each one. It's nicely spaced out. It's very nice, really like it. Oh, I love that enlarged Japan postcard set, but not as much as this. Wow, micro trains making up the background and then the lettering on top. This must have taken ages, wow. And this is Japanese for train, and it's incredible. Then the symbol for red. I like the food items, the ramen bowl is cool. This is the symbol for sword, lots of swords of course for that. Lovely display here, it's so well done, loads of Star Wars sets, but also some Battlestar Galactica and Serenity builds using a Millennium Falcon set. On the other side, got to be the biggest collection of dragons I've ever seen. Nicely displayed as well. I didn't realise some of the Lego dragons were actually so big. That red and gold one is mental. What a cool build. I love a stud-free surface, and this spaceship looks great. Very clean look, it's cool. Dinosaur themed roller coaster, very nice to see this working. It's so fast, you wouldn't think it would be so quick. Lots of nice scenes with the minifigures. I like all the wee moments going on here. The fairground is great, nice to see the smaller Ferris wheel there, and a Pirates themed waterway, nice. At the end here, the Ghostbusters house with lights, one of the best Lego sets ever. So cool to see the side opened up. The lights really do make it pop. Same with that Jaws set, very nice display pieces, and with the lights on them, really finishes it off. I didn't get much footage here at all, lots of Dobby and other house elf builds, and Harry Potter. I meant to come back and film more. Another castle build. This time it's Dungeons and Dragons themed, and I know very little about the franchise. I saw the movie, played the game a few times as a kid, but I do appreciate it. I get it. Just don't know all the lore. The exterior and the terrain is done very well. Really like this. But inside it's full on detail, and the lights really add to the atmosphere. Love that Back to the Future logo in Lego, that's cool. The Hill Valley Clock Tower scene, very nice. I recently took my Ninjago city apart and used it for various things. I had this one in City Docks, and it's one of the best Lego sets of all time. And this is the full range, I believe, so all the sets in order too, with the most recent at the end there. I'm a big fan, so many details in these sets, and it's great to see it in person. This is nice, some vintage Technic with the years they came out, 1990 there. I'm never tired of seeing this very vintage Lego display. Those shell trucks are a favourite of mine. It's nice to see the old sort of matchbox sets. The cars, when built, could fit back inside the box. Such a different time. Great display. Wow, check this out. I love skyscrapers, and this is amazing. And that's a lot of windows. How cool is that view? This is, of course, the building the dad had created on the box, and this is the one the kid built. Hats off to the builder on this one. That's a lot of white bricks. And there's a variety of other builds replicating what was in the box or the instructions. Smashing display. I love the vintage cars too. They're in great condition as well. Underused theme again, you don't see much of. Western stuff is brilliant, so much you can do with it. These wagons are really nice. But that big mountain is stunning, a really nice build. The trees are perfect, and the log cabin, that looks bra up there. The cattle ranch, other animals there as well. Not cheap to amass so many of these, by the way. They're not cheap at all. A mock of a house, you could spin this around and it opens up. Very nicely done. Micro Edinburgh, Princess Street Gardens, the mound and the castle, absolutely stunning. These tiny scenes from Indiana Jones are perfect. Amazing what can be done at a tiny scale. Lord of the Rings 2, and there's Star Wars figures, and that lettering for the Batmobile is not easy. Wow, it must have taken ages to do that. I like these simplified silhouette figures. Star Wars micro scenes are really clever too. And the Greenpeace as Slimer, that's funny. A huge town layout, so much going on. Castle sort of medieval theme. I like how the path gradients up and down, none of the terrain is flat. The fortified wall is cool, a wee farm there at the end, it's great. Lord of the Rings, this is huge, it's actually tricky to get on film, and the lights really add to this. That eye is perfect. And this is the old, almost vintage Hobbit hole set, really nice to see that. Fight scene with the orcs and trolls, the end scene with Gollum, that's brilliant, it's just fantastic. This is very impressive. How do you even start this? Because it's just on such an elevated sections with the sloping terrain and the water. It's brilliant. A micro scale version of Hogsmeade from Harry Potter. I've never seen that done before like this. All the curved winding streets is not easy to do. I do lots of micro scale stuff and all the trees, everything, it's just brilliant. I like this wee path going up the hill made with jumper plates. Really, really nice. Really one of my favourite things of the show. A few seconds of a Paradisa display. I did not get enough footage of this. Ah man, it's so good. A lot of displays I couldn't get, but I suppose that's a good thing about EdinBrick now. It's just so big these days that we couldn't see everything. I was eventually able to film my Fifth Element mock on its own without the other portal sections. I will be doing a wee video on this again. It's just so hard to film this as it's so tall, and my filming space in the house isn't suitable at all for anything like this. And of course, my city is in a separate room, so that's easy to film, but things like this, it's just really difficult. I'm happy with it though, it turned out pretty good, but it does look better in person. There was a really good selection of traders at the show, got a few things myself, lots of different stuff. Now, I've been working on the water sections of the city, doing the sea walls and the canals, and next will be the harbour area, and check that out when it comes. Also been working on a new micro Tokyo mock, which should be finished very soon, so lots to get on with. EdinBrick was great, hope you enjoyed a wee look at some of the displays, and I'll catch you in the next one.